Hello everyone, and welcome back to Competition Autobeam. For those of you unaware, we are a crowdsourced challenge series where players from all around the world engineer and design cars in Automation, a car company tycoon game, and race them competitively using BeamNG Drive's automation export functionality and time trial system. This is the results video for the third round of our third full season. Wow, time sure flies. And this time around, the theme was classic rally cars from the 70s. This was both our first off-road round of the season as well as our first race round of the season. Engineering was not scored, only lap time and aesthetic scores mattered, and the cars were not subject to production car related requirements, though there was a maximum engineering time to simulate homologation. What was going on at the time? For a very brief history lesson, rallying has existed almost as long as cars have existed. According to the Wikipedia article on the motorsport, rallying can trace its roots back to before both world wars in the form of city-to-city road races being organized in Europe and the USA. These gained in popularity through both world wars, and in 1953, the FIA organized the first European Rallying Championship, won by long-forgotten names such as Borgward, DKW, and Fiat. 1953 was also the first year of the Safari Rally, where Ford, Volkswagen, and Mercedes-Benz were winners throughout the early years. Basically, you get it. People decided that sliding around their two-wheel drive family sedans around some varying mix of dirt and tarmac roads was in fact hilariously fun. The addition of special stages, according to the same Wikipedia article, was a key turning point in the nature of rallies and led to the eventual formation of the World Rally Championship. These were shorter versions of routes, usually on minor or private roads, predominantly gravel in these countries, away from habitation and traffic, which were separately timed. These provided the solution to the conflict inherent in the room of driving as fast as possible on ordinary roads. The idea spread to other countries, albeit more slowly, to the most demanding events. The introduction of the special stage effectively brought rallying into its modern form. Since then, the nature of the events has evolved relatively slowly over its time. Rallies have tended to become shorter in distance, but also allowing for more events to be organized. Some of the older international events have gone, replaced by others from a much wider spread of countries around the world and many more local events. End quote. So yeah, fast forward to 1973 and the inaugural World Rally Championship is formed, and that's basically the theme of this round. The two-wheel drive, naturally aspirated homologated sedans, coupes, and hatchbacks that dominated rallies of the 1970s. These cars were built to our best interpretation of Group 4 rules, plus some constraints for balance purposes. For this round, the aesthetics brief was to make a ready-to-race Group 4 style rally car, the type that we would see at the 1973 World Rally Championship events. You could go the Alpine or Lancia route and make a sleek and lightweight sports coupe, or you could go the Fiat or British Leyland route and turn your existing little city hatchback thingamabobber into a furious little rally rocket, or you could go the same route as Ford, Peugeot, Volvo, Saab, Citroën, and Datsun did, which is tune a beefy family sedan into a rally champ. Basically, whatever wacky 70s builds you have floating around in your automation sandbox, time to make a rally version of it. Now, without further ado, let's get to the competitors. First, as always, we have my own team in Alliance Autotopia. I went solo this round and sent in the Toivonen Rosako, a teeny tiny little Volvo 66 inspired rear-wheel drive sedan with a fuel-injected 1.7 liter 4-cylinder. Despite having the third lightest car, the third highest cornering Gs, the second highest sportiness, and the shortest wheelbase of all the submissions, I somehow managed to outshit Merjo and claim dead last place lap time for myself. I have truly plunged to a new low and will never live this down. Competition Autobeam manager LS Swap RX-7 returned as expected with another entry from his Japanese brand. The Kamaka Essential is a lovely subcompact hatchback with distinctly Japanese styling. I see some Honda Civic and some Toyota Starlet here. Powered by a 1.8-liter inline 4-cylinder, the Kamaka sends its side-draft carbureted 168 horsepower all to its front wheels via a 3-speed manual gearbox. Yes, you heard that right. Sometimes less really is more. This is the lightest entry out of the group and the only sub 600 kilogram car. Anyway, this hot hatchback got second place in aesthetics and third place in lap time. Well done. Here we have Crimean Carlo K from CGM. The Stella 80 is an aqua-colored vehicular entry that heavily resembles a Saab from the 1950s carried on into the early 70s. This was certainly a brave approach to take considering that the body style looked rather outdated, but it more than paid off in the end. CGM not only got first place in aesthetics, they set the all-time record for the aesthetic score with a staggering average score of 8.0. Power comes from a 2.8-liter inline 5, 275 horses in total, which is the most this round. McPherson struts front and torsion beam rear with manual locking differential is not exactly what I'd call a rally setup, but hey, if it works, it works. DuPont of DuPont submitted the DuPont Florette. It appears to take a lot of inspiration from Alpines of the era. However, a lack of cleanliness with 3D fixturing is what I felt held it back from securing a design podium. This space frame coupe is also the only entrant with aluminum panels. The engine is in the back, of course, and is a 2.2-liter Boxer 4 with double overhead cams and mechanical fuel injection. I imagine this took up quite some engineering time. Also one of two cars with an off-road under tray, which as far as I remember does absolutely jack shit in BeamNG. Competition Autobeam founder CyberClown19 and Competition Autobeam newcomer Jackie Boy team up once more. The Neptune Axon is a mid-engine rear-wheel drive sports car which looks like a Lancia from the front and a Ferrari 308 from the back. Power comes from a 2.8-liter Boxer 4 with dual overhead cams and an 8-pack carb setup. Definitely an interesting proposition on the engineering side of things. Unfortunately, having the second highest weight due to steel construction as well as an open differential seems to have cost the team a chance at a great lap time. Harmless. The one and only member of the team Harmless is back. The Transom 226 is a rather strange looking orange coupe. It looks very mid-engine, but this is a front-engine, front-wheel drive car. I must say that it's immediately apparent that the team rushed their build, or as per his own words, ran out of steam before he made a livery. At least it looks period accurate this time. Baby steps, eh? Power comes from an equally strange 2.5-liter all-iron V8, and of course this is paired to a 3-speed manual, which, as we're starting to see, might just be the peak rally gearbox type after all. Kraken Motors and Transportation, founded by Knight LSW, submitted the Kraken City, which is a delightfully square little hatchback with a very nicely done livery and a custom interior. It uses a very unorthodox combination of corrosion-resistant partial monocoque construction, fiberglass panels, and torsion beam rear suspension. With a 1.5-liter inline 4 making only 120 horsepower, at least the engine is quite realistic for a rally car from the 70s. I think this car's main pitfall was its braking setup. Drums all around is definitely not what you'd call an ideal setup for a rally car. KFC Racing is a newcomer to the championship, and we hope to see more of them in the future. Kenshiro Frederick, Lennius, and Clark. The KFC Canigo unfortunately missed out on a lap time podium by 0.1 seconds and was also robbed of an aesthetics podium by, I shit you not, 0.01 points. With all of that out of the way, it was still an extremely potent entry, and I feel like things could have gone the other way with a bit more luck. I feel like overall the styling was a really well executed take on an Alpine type beat within the constraints of the vanilla Porsche body. Hilariously enough, for a car styled after two mid-engine coupes, it is a front engine and transverse front-wheel drive. The interesting part is the engine, a 3.1 liter pushrod V6. Quite a bold move sticking a Dodge Caravan engine into a rally car, but he can't say it wasn't effective. Then we have Merger Car's Autobeam team. The Sagaro T3 is the only car not from 1973, as it is from 1970. Pretty standard overall layout for this round, with the front transverse engine placement, front-wheel drive, and dual overhead cam inline 4 displacing 2 liters. I am, however, questioning why this car is geared to top out at 85 miles per hour. Aesthetics-wise, well, it looks like a shrunken-down Ford Falcon in the front and in the back. Yes. Let's not talk about the back. Hey, look! I'm not ending the video with a Racing Republic lap time. Nope. This time around, they only managed second place in lap time. The McSiege Monte Carlo Special uses a body-on-frame. Not a body-on-frame, a body from the Legacy pack. As you might expect, it looks exactly like the car it is modeled off, which is a Porsche 930. This was enough to get them into third place aesthetics, but I can't help but feel that they would have clinched first or second were they to use the much better updated version of the same body. Seriously, LMAC, try and accommodate your designer. A 2.2 liter inline 5 sits in the middle of the car, but what truly baffles me is how, in the name of all that is holy, the team managed second place lap time with a 2-speed manual. I truly have no words to describe the perplexity that a transmission straight out of a Ford Model T came this close to winning. Seal Boy and Seal Racing returned to the championship after a long hiatus, and I have my suspicion that they submitted to the wrong round entirely. The Houston Vegas looks like some kind of pimped out lowrider from GTA San Andreas with its delightfully purple paint job and gold rims. Unfortunately, this blatant disregard for the aesthetics brief resulted in once again someone scoring worse than Merger in aesthetics. How is that even possible? As you might expect, this is a body-on-frame car with a pushrod 5.4 liter cast iron V8 engine, and it still doesn't even make the most power. Very rarely much car. And last but not least, Chapeau Squadron terrific trio is back. Juan, Doom, and Dekang submitted the Fracazon Sisu, the third such entry from the French brand in this competition. Nice to see a team keep a theme going. Interestingly, for a French car, this little rally rocket does look quite Italian, resembling Innocentis and Fiats from the mid-70s. Although the well-detailed interior wasn't enough to grant the Sisu a design podium, the big brain decision to use drag tires paid off dearly as Chapeau won lap times outright. Here you can see for yourself the result of us not banning drag tires. The results for this round were posted a while back, but you can see them for yourself here. And I think that just about sums it up. Thank you all for watching, and I can't wait to see your next batch of creations.